a challenge. Get yourself the Vibration Plate and tell me what number you can go up to without the need to pee.
Hi, I'm Elisabeth, and welcome back to another honest review. Today we're reviewing the FlyBird Vibrating Plate as made famous by TikTok. Well, what's left of TikTok. I am posting this before, so if this is in the future and TikTok really isn't gone, I will remember you. I swear everybody is on this thing. I will say this is unsponsored, it is an honest review. However, I did get the product for free. FlyBird reached out to me asking if I would do a review of their product, and I said, just to be clear, I only do honest reviews. So if I do not like it, I am going to be honest. And they said that was A-okay, which I love the confidence. All right, to the review. Off the bat, the cord is like the worst design. I was so confused because I was like, all it came with was this and then resistance bands. So I thought that it was like battery operated, or maybe they forgot the cord. And I saw the plug-in and I was like, okay. And then I looked through everything and it's like, no. So it's opposite. So you just have to get an extension cord and then you plug that. That doesn't fit. Please tell me you have a cord. Use only with a 2 I can't use this. I'm not an electrician. So what had happened was I opened the box upside down. My bad. It did come with the head down. And then it also has a remote, so while you're standing, you can push everything, but it also has the buttons right there. We had to switch to vertical because there's no way. All right, a little jobbly. Look how tall I am. I'll just do program 1. Start. Here comes the jiggly part. This is why I wore a sweater. Whew. Make my flappers clapper. But as my, I feel like this is the new fan for millennials. Millennials would always go into the fan and sing. It's like, I shouldn't have let you go. So every time I see these on here, it looks like what Deborah Ann would say. This is a porn commercial. This is exactly what I was anticipating though. I see all of the ads come up for this thing, and it's just girls with their sports bra and their shorts, which you do you. And then I've seen this advertised where people are sitting on it, and absolutely not. Hold on, let's pause it. Let's pause it. Make sure to pause it fully before you do anything, because it is rocking. But I have seen ads where people are sitting on it. I was like, that's not exercise. I don't even know how they're tucking their legs on. This ain't exercise. This is something else. Because I can already feel it from standing up. Okay, it's less down here, actually. Feels like you're sitting on a washing machine. So my ladies who were moms in the 70s and 80s, and that's what you had, this is gonna take you right back. Mom, why are you sitting on the washing machine again? We've done all our clothes. Shh, Harold, go away. Mom needs mom time. Exercise tips. Beginners should stand on a machine with their feet close together, slowly increasing the difficulty by standing with your legs further apart. Start slow and easy with 5 to 10 minute workouts. Work your way up for longer, more challenging workouts over several weeks. I think I had my legs a little far apart. Maybe that's why I was jiggling. Man, my meat flappers were flapping. They're not clapping as much that they're closer together. I don't think it's really a Kegel exercise. I mean, maybe if you're trickling pee, I have great Kegel strength down there because, you know.
You're doing a Kegel. No one has to know. You're doing a Kegel. I've been doing them through the show. You're doing a Kegel. It's not dirty or wrong. You're doing a Kegel. Make your flappers strong.
It's just reminding me that I am a mom of 2 children flapping in the wind. I'm like a bird, I only fly away. So if I'm standing up straight, it's like jiggling the hip, the nether area, the butt, the stomach, jiggling all that. If I put a little bit of a squat in it, it shifts all the focus. I'd say mostly right here. It's not getting up to my butt, getting more into my knee range. I wouldn't be surprised if this is an actual workout. You having to hold while something jiggles, like you're using muscles that you probably wouldn't use. Do I know exactly what it's doing? Absolutely not. So let's keep looking. I feel like my mom hips are just like la 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 la. I will say it is not bothering my ankles. Let me pull it down here because that goes to lower body. It's still not bothering my ankles. I have some issues like because of my residual ankle pain from having a double severe ankle injury at the same time. This is kind of making me think of physical therapy, but don't do this if you're in physical therapy, but like post. So when I was in physical therapy, I did a lot on the Bosu ball that I did different things that help with balance. So I'd say this is more for like advanced. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a physical therapist. I got no medical background. I'm just on YouTube. I'm on the internet, which apparently is enough of a medical background to, you know, be in one of the cabinet members. I guess I'm gonna be called to the cabinet next because I have a YouTube channel. Anyway, but as somebody who has taken extensive amounts of physical therapy in regards to my ankles and my hips, I did actually work on my shoulder as well. I have hypermobility, so I got joint issues and I've had issues with that, but then the ankles, I did like very intense physical therapy for that. I would say that this, not while you're injured, in a normal situation, I could see how this could be beneficial to help strengthen and utilize all of those small little muscles. I'd love to hear what a physical therapist or doctor would say about that, because that's how it feels. Squatting stance, I feel it a little bit in my butt, but not really. I feel it mostly down here. Let me make it really TikTok-y. Those viral TikTok shop videos. Oh my gosh, guys, check this out. Let's put it in slow-mo. An upper body workout, let's try that. Really it for including the remote. It says upper body, place your hands shoulder width apart on the pad while kneeling on your knees. I'm starting to feel like all exercise equipment is just a big con to get us to use stronger muscles to like pleasure men. That's what it feels like. We got the shake weight and now we got this thing. It's questionable. Let me put a pillow down because I'm a lady. I did arms 2 days ago. Sure, I'm all covered up in pervs. I don't like what it's doing to my face. That's more so. I feel like I'm just motorboating somebody's ass right now. Ugh. I feel like I've seen videos where people did push-ups on these.
If you think it could be serious, ask me to call emergency service.
No, Siri is too involved in my health. I feel like it's almost easier, maybe because it's jiggling so many muscles, that I can do a better push-up. Maybe not. I definitely feel it in my lats jiggling. Again, I don't know if that's actually like helping. Okay, and lower leg workout. Rest your lower legs on the pad and support yourself by placing your hands on the ground behind you. It wasn't dirty before, it is now. It looks like she's like rested like this. Ankle strength is great, and you can see my ankles flopping around like this. It feels like she's like this. I feel it in this muscle, the quad on the outside. Not feeling it on this one. I think this one's just sore. I did legs yesterday. I'd say with my ankle injury, I do not feel comfortable doing the lower body thing that they suggest because my ankles are just flopping like this, and because of my hypermobility, I feel like that's just gonna end up causing an injury. I'm gonna try this out for 2 weeks. Not that I think any exercise program should work in 2 weeks, despite every magazine cover in the 2000s saying, how I dropped 14 pounds in 2 weeks. It's just not a real thing. And I'm not gonna change anything that I already do. So I already currently exercise at a gym. I already intermittent fast. I do things. I'm not gonna change any of that. I'm just gonna add this. But if you're wanting to twerk, this is the twerk. All right, it's just making you twerk though. I remember there was a old school, I think it was 1930s, maybe it was older, 50s, 1950s. It's just like old. The ladies were in this machine and it had the vibrating belt, and the belt went around you and it was just like, and this is what it's making me think of. So I do think that there's probably scientific backing, because if they're doing the 50s and they're doing it now, there's probably something. I do think it's hilarious with the videos. They're like, oh my gosh, I can feel the lymphatic draining. No, you can't. No, you can't. What you can feel is your fat jiggling. It's kind of like when you go into a pool and you're like, boo. Every time I take a step while underwater, my leg is just like, boo. That's what it feels like. There's nothing draining. It just feels like things are moving, and it definitely feels like my clappers are clapping. I don't know how I feel about that. Mom, you sure are exercising a lot. Please leave me alone, honey. Let that leg jiggle. And I didn't necessarily love the push-up. I guess I could kind of feel it, but the way it was jostling my face bothered me. But I do feel like it took off less stress on my joint. I don't like doing push-up because it always hurts my wrists. I only did a few, but like the ones I feel, like it just didn't feel that bad. So program up the speed. Let's see how fast it goes. Am I on the fastest? That's 3, 4, 5. Now it's starting to jiggle up into my rib cage. 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 14. I think they're just making up numbers. I don't feel like it's getting that much more. Like I can't tell a big difference from like 16 to 17. It's definitely more than when it started. I do feel like it's jostling up to my throat now. The higher it goes, the vibrations just go more up my body. It's like, what else can we jiggle? 25. Wow. 25 is where the kegels are coming into play, because I feel like I'm about to pee, man. That should be the new challenge. Get yourself the Vibration Plate and tell me what number you can go up to without the need to pee. Mine was 27. When 27 hit, I was like, oh, I did not pee, but I feel like there's a little pee that's like, hey, we want to come out now. Comment your Kegel number down below, guys. I felt like my face would have been great in slow-mo. We're at 32, 33, 34. If you feel like you're gonna pee, just squat down because that's where it takes away off of here almost immediately. But I like standing up because I feel it on I just did leg yesterday, so I can feel it more. I can feel like the muscle jostling around or the fat or whatever, and like the soreness of my muscle. Whether it's just the movement, but it's like things are happening. It's like whenever you're walking around the house and you're sore and you can feel the things, clearly your muscles are working in some capacity. It's just, is it beneficial or not? Now my upper rib fat is jiggling. We've gotten up there at number 34. Now my TV stand is rattling at 35. We're at 40. How far does this go? Do a double twerk. I bet that'll really work you. I should have turned on my activity watch because I've been on this thing for like 20 minutes. And if you dare to find me, look to the western sky. Everyone deserves a chance to fly. It's going up to 55. When does it stop? We're just gonna crank her up. 85 now, 100. It is making noises. My legs feel like they're disconnected from my body. I feel like I turn this off and it's going to be like how you feel when you get done from roller skating. Oh, it went past 100. 103. 103 is the max. Oh, if you hold it, it'll just bring it down. That is a good user knowledge. I almost feel like the slower one, I don't know what it is. So now I'm back on 1. I feel like I can feel it feels like it's all just jiggling in slow-mo. And I feel like I feel it more on 1. Anyway, I'll give you all the updates on how much I love this. So far, like, it's not bad. Do I think it's like a working thing? Yeah, maybe. I am 35. I'm in good shape, but I do have hypermobility, so I have joint problems. And right now, it does not hurt my joints. Whereas, like, when I walk for X amount of time, my hips will start hurting. Postpartum after my second kid, it got a lot worse on the walking. And I was like, how come I can do exercises, but I can't walk? And walking is supposed to be, like, the helpful. But I will give you an update in 2 weeks on how much we love this. You pervs. Yeah, you came here, you thought. You're like, ooh, I'm gonna see some jiggles. No! You're gonna still see the jiggles, but you're not gonna see it like that. Go to TikTok for your nasty thoughts. Okay, Daniel, I'm ready for you.
All right, final thoughts after using this for 2 weeks. Firstly, with the hypermobility. I do know that this thing is working muscles because it was targeting underneath here. In the past, I've had issues with my hamstring into like the connector underneath my knee. If I do a repetitive workout motion, it just overuses that muscle. Basically, I gotta use like a tennis ball or some kind of massage therapy to work out that muscle so they don't get overworked and cramped. So for me, that was just saying that yes, it is in fact working muscles. Take that as you will. As far as my hypermobility with like the joints, because I said whenever I was reviewing it that first day, 2 weeks of it, it did not mess anything up. Like my hips weren't in pain. I didn't necessarily feel like it was strengthened, but I didn't feel like it was weaker. It was just I noticed the one thing in my hamstring, but I was also still doing my strength training on top of that. It was doubling the work. I think this is gonna be a great machine for certain people, probably more on the beginner level or just depending on your exercise and activity. As we get older, we typically have jobs where we're able to sit down more. I remember in high school, college, I was working 8-hour shifts or more on my feet all day. Now my watch tells me, Elizabeth, you gotta stand. So even though I'm doing exercise regularly, I do think there's importance of just like standing up. Maybe that's walking on a treadmill for you. Maybe that's doing one of those little bike, or maybe it's a vibrating plate. I think all of those exercises are equal. It's more so like, what are you interested in? It is easier to stand on that plate and watch TV than it is to walk on a treadmill and watch TV. Does that make sense? However, it does jostle your head a little bit. It's like I'm on a roller coaster just all the time. Weight loss results, there was no like crazy weight loss results. I think I lost like a half a pound or something in the 2 weeks that I was on this. Nothing that was like out of the ordinary. And my husband is a little over 300 pounds. He used it many times and had no issues. So if you are over 300 pounds, it should support you. But overall, honest review, it's not for me because I do so many other things and I'm on my feet doing things, but it might be for you. Like this is definitely a machine for my husband. He enjoyed it. I'm gonna ask him if he wants to put it down in his office because that's a good way for him to like take a 15-minute break and get up on stand on that. So if that sounds like you, it might be perfect for you. Anyway, thanks for watching.
Daniel wanted to jiggle his bits. Okay, thanks, bye.